Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have been super excited for today's video because today I have a special guest featured here on my channel, and it's the lovely Christina from Style Apotheca. You might already know her or follow her here on YouTube. She's somewhat of a low-buy queen, and she's actually the person who inspired me to try out a low-buy challenge myself. So I will be joined by Christina on a Google Hangouts in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna call her up and then we're gonna hang out for a while. We're gonna do a closet confidential here on my channel, talking all things style and like personal wardrobe gems, stuff like that. So after watching this video, I highly recommend you guys to go check out the other half of this session over on Christina's channel, where we're gonna talk all things low-buy. Got a few questions from you guys as well that we're gonna ask her and gonna sort of answer both of us. Let's see if Christina's ready to hang out with us for a little while. This is so weird. So if I'm looking down, it's because I have Christina down here on my computer, just to make you guys aware.
Yeah. Same. So my laptop is on like a little stool. Yeah. What time is it where you are?
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here.
Nice.
And it's 9 o'clock where you are, so you're having your morning coffee?
My coffee. Like, I just want to tell you, so I found your channel through that very first steal. I think it was the Anina Bing video, your first steal her style video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like, I feel like that really just like sparked this like, use what you have and like you don't need to chase that exact thing to come up with the look and to like dress like the style muse that inspires you. So, but that was how I discovered you, my very first use less experience.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but I feel like we both have Anina Bing as sort of like a style muse.
I know.
So, do you want to jump in with the first one, or should I? What is the oldest item in your wardrobe?
I would say, so I had to like think about this because I'm like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I've been doing like a lot of declutters lately, so I don't know like what is super old in age. But when I really like thought about it, it's like this is a super old vintage Levi's trucker jacket that I thrifted in Toronto's Kensington Market. So they have this neighborhood in Toronto that's like very quirky, and that's where like all the vintage shops are, a lot of really cool like independent shops. So that's where, if you want to get like really good vintage, that would be the area to go in. So this I bought about 10 years ago. It was probably my very first thrifted item. And it's like a really interesting fit because it's like cropped, but like the arms are huge. So I don't know if it's like a men's jacket or whatever, but it's just, you know, like.
That's so cool.
What about you?
I think, yeah, I kind of had trouble as well, like determining what was the oldest item, because I guess if I look at like a secondhand purchase that is the oldest item, it has to be my vintage Chanel bag, because I think it's from like, I don't know, the 80s or the 90s. But actually the bag that I've brought with me, sort of like when I first started getting into higher quality fashion and really started to think about my purchases a lot more. So it's actually this shopper bag that I've shown like 1,001 times on both on my channel and on my Instagram. It's from a Danish brand called ADLINKS. It's like a leather bag company, and I think I've had it for 8 years or something like that. And I actually had it fixed up by a cobbler because the handle here, it actually got loose, so he fixed that up for me.
Are you going to use it as your diaper bag and your baby carry?
No, I actually bought one, also pre-loved, that has some more like inner pockets and it's a bit more practical. So the next question is, what is the newest item?
For me, okay, so it's very, very basic and very kind of like 80s grunge kind of inspired for me. But this is a sweater. It's the Cobain sweater from my friend's brand, Little High, Little Low. So she, Rebecca, my friend, she started this line that's very inspired by like 80s and 90s early rock, like the grunge movement of Seattle, that kind of thing. So this is called the Cobain sweater after Kurt Cobain. So her styles are very vintage inspired and just super cozy.
Yeah, I feel like your style is definitely, I mean, I like that sort of rock chic style as well, but I think that you definitely work it into your outfits a bit more than I tend to do, which again maybe explains why we both love Anina Bing so much, because she has that same vibe in her outfits.
Totally, yeah.
My newest item is, it's actually a secondhand purchase, so I'm not sure it really counts, but it's these knee boots that I found on Vestiaire Collective. I don't think I've actually shown them here on my channel yet. I've shown them over on my Instagram. I've just mentioned them in my recent like autumn capsule video. I've always really loved this style of boot, and although I do have some like ankle boots in my wardrobe, I feel like these they just add something else. So I'm always really careful with duplicates in my wardrobe, because I don't want to have too many items that sort of does the same thing and tells the same story, but I just feel like these are something completely else. And they're just like, the leather is super soft and they're in great condition, and the sole and everything is just really soft, and they're so easy to walk around in as well. So I just know I'm gonna get tons of wear out of these.
They're definitely something that I feel like comes in and out of style, but are so classic that you just hold on to what you have and it'll like just come
Definitely.
back. Yeah.
What was the biggest bargain?
Oh yeah, I had to think about this one. Okay. But I think the follow-up question to that was that you used often. So I'll show you what my biggest bargain overall was that I actually don't use that often because it's too big for me, but it's this like really like Western kind of style belt. I got it for 50 cents.
Oh, cool.
At this like
That's almost
at this like
free.
Local thrift store.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And the best part too was like that weekend that I just saw it and bought it was they were having a 50% off sale. So like it was $1, and then I got it for 50 cents.
It was a hard question, but because and I don't want to sound like super annoying or anything, but I love so many pieces that I have in my wardrobe, so it was hard to choose something. Ooh. But I think maybe it has to be my camel coat. And I bought it pre-loved at the time, and it's not even because it was super expensive from new, but obviously I saved some money, which is always nice. And obviously one of the biggest reasons why I love secondhand is because it's more sustainable, but you also get to save some money. So, and I think it's been a bargain for me in the sense that I just love it. I use it every single, like, especially during autumn and winter. I just bring it out of my storage, and it every time it feels like I'm getting a new coat. So
do you need to wear like parkas in the winter in Denmark, or can you
like down parkas?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes I layer up with something like this. I'll just wear a really light, like padded jacket underneath. That's often enough, because it's actually, like last year, I don't even think we got snow in Denmark, which is so sad because we actually used to get a lot of snow, but we don't really get that much snow anymore. But I know that it's not the same. That's not the same deal where you are.
No, yeah, those coats have like a very short shelf life in terms of the season, in terms of what's practical, I guess.
What was the biggest waste of money?
Oh boy, these.
Oh yeah, I think are they from Anine Bing as well, or?
Yes. So these are, I call them my sad girl Anine Bing boots. So I did a video called My 5 Worst Purchases, and I did feature these as a worst purchase because just like the memory of buying them really, it's just not something that I want to remember anymore. It was when I was like I think it was like the first purchase that broke my, like I was on like a low buy, no buys roll and feeling like very proud of myself. And then this, I think it was around Black Friday in 2019. So just a lot of temptation, a lot of sales around you like constantly. And I definitely gave into that, thinking that I love them, thinking that I wanted them, but they're just, I never wear them. They're a little bit too big actually. This part kind of like, it rubs against like my calf, so I actually like get blisters, or you have to wear like a big fat sock with it, and it just like doesn't really work. So I'm probably going to put these on my Depop and let them go. I mean, I learned a lot about myself and that experience from buying them.
Yeah. 1 second. Oh yeah, I actually don't even have that item in my wardrobe anymore because I already sold them.
Nice.
But it was actually a pair of leather loafers from Everlane. And I think people watching my channel definitely remember these loafers because I was so in love with them. And I really gave it my all to sort of try and stick with them and incorporate them into my wardrobe. So yeah, I fell in love with the style because I just love a classic loafer. I feel like that's something that really can live for a long time in your wardrobe. But they were just so stiff that I got blisters every time I wore them. So I actually handed them into my cobbler and got him to block them out for me so that they got a bit wider and they, you know, they would fit a bit looser on my foot, but I still got blisters. And then in the end, they just made me, like you said, just made me sad every time I looked at them because I really loved the shoe, but
not working for you,
yeah, they were just not comfortable. This is number 6. What is the most affordable item you have that you use a lot?
Oh yeah, what is that? I don't know if I should touch the bottom of these. So it's my Converse high top. So these, I mean, you get them on sale. They can be like 55 Canadian dollars. But for me, it's mostly the cost per wear that I'm getting out of them that I really like. That's what makes it, to me, that's what makes it most affordable, because I get away with wearing these to work. You can work out in them if you want to. So I've been getting a lot of use out of these, which is why I think they're like also most affordable. Yeah.
I really love that point of view as well, like thinking about cost per wear, because I think that's something people often forget when speaking affordable versus, you know, not affordable. For me, I think the most affordable item is probably this leopard jacket. And again, this is something I picked up in a thrift store, so it's sort of like a light padded jacket. Yeah, again, essentially this is just a light padded jacket and it's in great condition, and I think I got it for like $4. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's probably the cheapest item I have in my wardrobe. So number 7, what is the most comfortable item?
So when I think of comfort, I think of pants, because like I'm wearing jeans right now, and you know, you kind of have to like, sometimes you have to mess with it. So it's, again, another shout out to my friend's brand, the Little High, Little Low. Again, she's like all about kind of grungy, comfy, cool. So these are one of their signature pieces. They're her crops. So they're essentially like sweatpants. I don't know why, I don't know what she did with them, but you can wear them with like a blazer and black boots and they would still work. Or you could just be like cozy on the couch at home and you're super just like super comfortable, whatever you're doing. So, you know, the drawstring and the stretchy waistband, that's what I'm about.
I'm a huge fan of like loungewear pieces that you can easily dress up like and then be out the door. I'm actually very inspired by you today because I'm actually wearing leggings, and usually I don't wear these leggings like just on a day-to-day basis. I tend to wear them if I'm, you know, at nighttime or just for sleepwear, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try and like actually style them up today. Very inspired by you.
They're pants, they're real pants, yes.
Yeah, so for me, I think, let me just have a look at my notes here. It probably has to be a pair of sneakers, my Vea V10 sneakers. In the beginning they weren't that comfortable because they were quite stiff in the beginning, but I've had them for, I want to say 3 years now, which is also why they look a bit beaten, and they definitely need to be cleaned soon. These have been with me on various like holidays to London or Berlin, or just like any holiday where I'm walking around a lot. I always tend to grab these. So these are definitely one of my more comfortable
I love those. They're so classic.
Kinds of shoes. There's something about the material that just makes them really easy to just wipe off. So that's also why I love them. So what is the most outrageous / colorful item you have in your closet that you absolutely love?
When I like a brand, I tend to stick to it. So these are Anita Bing, but these are actually secondhand. So they're a little bit more beat up. Because they are pre-loved, but for me, because I dress so basic, I feel like the shoe, especially if I'm like going out somewhere to an occasion, the shoe is kind of how I like tell my story and like show off my style. So, and I don't really wear color otherwise, so I feel like in the shoe is where I can kind of have a little bit of fun with that. So again, super inspired by Anita Bing's style, and I just love how like her style is so basic, but she always like without fail has like a crazy shoe. So when I saw these, I was so drawn to them. It goes with a lot, actually, surprisingly. So yeah.
Yeah, I love a metallic shoe as well. I have 2 pairs of metallic shoes in my wardrobe as well. I have a pair of like golden boots, and then I have a pair of golden, I guess they're sort of like Mary Jane pumps that are a bit more elegant, but I totally feel the same as you. Like a metallic shoe or a fun shoe like that is really something that can add on to your style, especially if you have a very basic and very casual style. It's like one of the easiest ways to give it something else.
You know, in COVID, I guess, like I don't really know where I'm going yet, but part of me also just kind of wants to be like, well, if I'm gonna like walk to the coffee shop, why don't I just have a really cool shoe with it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, okay, so I already showed this item, but I think this is the leopard jacket is probably the most like colorful item I have in my wardrobe. Obviously, because I'm doing the capsule wardrobe, I have a lot of things in storage as well. So there might be some things in there that are a bit more colorful and a bit more wild, but this is definitely what I have right now. This is as wild as it gets with me, because again, I'm very basic and you know, just with the shoes, I love adding just a pop of something else that, you know, so it doesn't take completely over, but it just gives some contrast of some kind. And I love wearing this with just a plain white t-shirt and then a pair of black or blue jeans, and then, you know, I feel like I don't really need to do much else. What is the most uncomfortable item, but you would take the pain because you love it?
My Doc Martens.
Oh yeah.
So
I saw your reels on Instagram, like how to break in Dr. Martens.
Yeah.
Are they broken in yet?
They actually are. So now they're not so bad. But I haven't worn them since the winter time, so I feel like I might have to kind of go through that getting to know you period with these shoes again. Yeah, I had to wear them around the house with double socks. I had to put on like preventative measure band-aids. With the shoe in general, I just like, my feet always get destroyed. I don't know about the shape of them or if I'm buying the wrong size shoe, but I mean, Docs are quite notorious for being a pain to break in and having to go through some pain to break it in, but I don't know. They're just so cool. They look good with everything.
So my most uncomfortable item has to be my vintage Levi's jeans. I'm not wearing them at the moment because I'm pregnant, but it's one of those items that I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I'll be able to still fit them once I'm not pregnant anymore. But yeah, these are just like proper denim, like no stretch, and it's just like this really thick kind of denim. And when you take them out of the washing machine and once they're dry, they're really uncomfortable for the first couple of days. You sort of have to like break them in and like soften up the denim a bit. So the final question is something that you're excited to wear soon.
This guy. This one is in particular. I do have another more heavy kind of wool coat for real deal winter, I guess. So this one is a little bit lighter. But I don't know, it's just my favorite. It's just very effortless and a little slightly oversized and not too heavy. So it's my favorite.
I think actually my answer would be my Levi's jeans one more time.
Yes.
Because again, since I'm pregnant, and I know that there's no guarantee that I'll be able to fit all my old jeans and all my old pants after birth and everything, because your body changes a lot through pregnancy. But I keep my fingers crossed, and if I don't fit these, I will definitely like pass them on to someone else, and then I'll find a similar pair. So that is it for today's video, guys. That was Christina from Style Apotheca joining us here on my channel today. And don't forget to head on over to Christina's channel, Style Apotheca, to check out the video where we're gonna talk all things low-buy. I'll link it down below, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it as always, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye guys.